Okay, so let's get back to the Ark of the Covenant. So as I was saying, my goal was to try to um, to prepare like a concentrated Nero juice. Now, semen itself is a concentrated Nero juice. It doesn't need to be more concentrated than that. The only issue is that even when they are in the freezer, they are working, they are doing stuff, which I thought that maybe this could be avoided, first of all. And I saw that the best thing to avoid it is to eliminate all like germs and microbes from their surrounding. And this could be achieved by mixing the semen with antibacterial agents. Another thought that came to my mind that maybe perhaps there is a way to make them multiply. And this is something that I still don't know how to do. But I mean, I'm working on it. I have several directions. Maybe I'll speak about it later. But this is something that was also in the back of my head, like that I want to multiply because, as I said, I want to move to larger like projects to prepare to make diamonds or gold or things like that, like nuggets of gold. And as I said in the previous video, until now I worked in the microscopic level, even though I have created like several objects that are bigger than the microscopic levels, and even like sculptures up to this size that are quite amazing actually. So I want to, but it took a lot of time to create it, and I want to be able to make many such as these, and like at least in this size, and perhaps to be able to do it relatively quickly. So I thought, okay, perhaps we can take the semen and mix it with iodine. And iodine, polyodine, which is a 10% iodine solution, it's good. I mean, its advantages is that it's antibacterial, and that it's got like it's colored, which I like the fact that it's colored because that's why other antibacterial agents are transparent, and the fact that it's colored is helpful because that way you can identify that it contains iodine, so it's helpful. And after that, I also added to the mix one of my two microscopic colors. They are called stains. You remember we've done several experiments with them. Specifically the blue one, the methylene blue, which from experiment I've seen that it binds to neros better than the red one, the Azotine Y, I don't remember, Azotine Y, something like that. Anyway, the blue one sticks better to them, and it's expected that one of them will bind better to. Because that's why they are. The two of these are so common because many things are like stick better to one of them, so it's a way to differentiate them. And my thought that I will want to actually look under the microscope to see the concentration, the size of the neros following the mixture with all sorts of stuff and other like preparations. And this is something that I still need to do. I've taken samples, but I didn't have time to properly research. Conduct the research in the microscopic level under the microscope. Another thing that one of the many things that I still need to do. So I thought that the blue color will help me with it, because from experience, and this was also shown in one of the videos, in the second one of the blood, the second video that regarding the blood, my blood sample. It's the blue stain helps to find the neros much better than the red one, the red stain, and much better than without any of them. And I've also added a little bit of pee because I wanted to have like more neros and to be sterile. And then I subjected it to electrolysis. Then that was actually not a good idea, because at that point I still didn't have like enough experience to know that if you like start the electrolysis, and if the neros like have this, if the solution is subjected to a source of light, then it almost immediately they start to create life, as you've seen just right now. And that was actually not good because I didn't know that at the time, and it wasn't that good because and eventually what we had in this. Eventually, the Ark of the Covenant contained like many dead worms or worms that are like half created, like kind of like puree of like mashed potatoes made out of like these dead, robotic worms, and also like fun stuff like that. Perhaps it's I don't know if it helps your if it's appetizing. It's like. It reminds me of gach, the Klingon dish. Perhaps it's an acquired taste, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't eaten it yet, but I'm not sure I want to try. But if someone wants to be like to try it, like so, like I can give you like I have several of this like containers with remnants of the dead worms of like half baked worms, and it's like white with colored with microscopic stains. It's maybe it's to your taste, I don't know. Anyway, so and the liquid that I actually extracted from the format and placed it in the vials was clear one, because I used a syringe to get it out, and I placed it in the vial or in the small black bottle that is that's prepared for it, and placed it in the refrigerator. Now why did we have two of these? Because after I started like preparing the first one, I remember that I actually use it for things that I actually eat, because I've already had like several experiences with like medicine, with pills that I created, the small pills that I created. That's a whole different subject that I need to speak about it like in a different video perhaps, because it's a huge subject, the subject of how to use it for medicine and drugs, and it's a fascinating subject, and I'm still learning it as well. This is also, it's required, as I said before, it's required different kind of environments, because it's not exactly like gold or diamonds. It's a little bit different because it's not alive, but it's something that you eat. So it's food grade, it's human grade, it's different. So and I remember that if you eat and I've already eaten pills that were created with mixture that contained a little bit of iodine and a little bit of maybe the blue stains, and it tastes like iodine, and it's not the best. It's not toxic, but it's not the best taste in the world, iodine. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe we should prepare like another version of this mixture that will be used for human grade mixture, preparation. So I prepared another one, but this time without iodine and without the blue color, but instead it contained alcohol and hydrogen peroxide, and also a very small amount of pee as well. And eventually, it was. I would say that the first mixture eventually, was after extraction was. It's got like a blue color, so I call it the blue Nero's juice. And the second one, which is for human application, it's got like a mild green color, so it's the green juice. But both of them are actually not they are far from being optimal for the purpose that were created, because they were created in an environment that was used to create life. Both of these contain juice, as I said, the squash of the dead worms. So, and these dead worms, I don't know if they contain neros themselves. Perhaps we should always check this under the microscope, and maybe, as I said, someone wants to taste it, to eat it. So it's also can be like an interesting experiment. But for certain neros were זה מסריח? אני אטפל בזה, זה לא מסריח, זה מתבשל, לא. לא, זה ככה זה צריך להיות. So, even if the worms themselves do not contain neos, of course, neos were used in the process of creating them. So it was actually a very wasteful process. I can say that these juices can still be used to create life, and this was actually tested it, but it's not in a very efficient way. And this is something that I've seen today in the glass that I prepared today. When I placed a little bit, I prepared the solution, out of like antibacterial stuff, and I put it in the in transparent glasses, and I placed the electrolysis inside it, and then I put like a little bit of the blue Nero juice inside it, and what I have seen is that actually it did not right away started to create life as expected, and then I gave it like a backup. I placed like a half. I created like a new semen, like a fresh semen syringe from fresh sample of semen, and I used half of that. I placed it inside the glass. The second half I used for the drug experiment, the medicine experiment, and inside the glass. And it was, and what could have been was very clear is that it was immediately it was seen that after the semen that was not part of the, was not kept in the inside the vial. So when I've added like the backup of the fresh sample of semen that was not kept in the vial, I've seen just using my eyes that the worms were starting to reincarnate, to I don't know what's the correct word, to become alive from a matter to something alive. This is something you can see in your own eyes. And also what was very clear was that the blue concentration, it wasn't. I didn't mix it inside the solution that was in the glass. I just put it in, and so it's kept like relatively together, and it all like moved. It's moved and surrounded one of the rods, and this is actually typical for ionized material, because probably, during the first electrolysis, it was charged with particles, like it become positively or negatively charged, and then when placed inside a liquid with a second time electrolysis, it's obvious that all the particles that came from the battle, and it was easy to identify it because they were bluish, and the mixture itself was like yellowish because of it's made of pee and alcohol and a little bit of iodine, but mostly transparent stuff. So it was like blue stuff inside of yellow stuff. So the blue material immediately moved to be surrounding, moved to be like to surround one of the rods. Obviously, if it was negatively charged, it it was attracted to the positive rod. And this is something that is not, I mean, I don't think that it is beneficial as far as creating life goes, because I didn't see this happening when I just placed like a fresh semen inside the mixture, and that gave us better result. So there's still the question of how to store it. Like, I mean, we can store, I mean, up until now I've stored, I mean, what I've used like to store semen was in syringes inside the freezer, which is, I mean, it's okay, but it's not perfect. I certainly can say that, I mean, using electrolysis before storage is not a good idea, because it wastes their efforts by creating life, and also it makes them like electrically charged, which I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, perhaps I missed something, but I don't see like how it's helpful until now. So there is still much to learn about, like how to store the Neros in the best way for future use, and also how to create mixtures that are, I mean, that contain a lot of them, and probably like big ones. So there will be so we can use them for big projects like creating diamonds or creating big sculptures. Okay, so I'll eat now, and maybe later we'll have more discussions and more. Even maybe I'll show you one of the glasses that with the living creatures that I mean to flush down the toilet later today.